live on location, scene of the street begging. So this is where I spotted one of my past co-workers scrounging for change. Take a look over here. Hey y'all, Jonathan Ramtran here, actor, stand-up comedian extraordinaire. Just a quick little content video on life, the workplace, faith, and the pitfalls. Some tough times people are going through in 2025. I recently saw an old coworker, an ex-coworker of mine, panhandling, begging for change in public, just weaving in and out of traffic, begging for change. Now, how this all started was a few years back, a while back. I was working on a job site. I'm an actor, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I was doing that, hustling and bustling on my grind, trying to get ahead as a performer, and then working by day as a construction laborer, working on a construction site, just doing day labor. So I was doing that by choice, working day labor by choice as I grinded out at my profession. Anyway, I had a coworker. He was like a middle-aged man, approaching middle age. He was actually quite young at the time. He was like 45, maybe early 40s, 45, fairly young man. And but he was having troubles. It looked like he came from a well-to-do family. He had one of them names like, Walton or Preston. He had like one of them, good old-fashioned white boy names. Real nice guy, kind of looked like he came from a well-to-do family. Had that kind of like mech, North Face, Mountain Equipment Co-op, Solomon, bicycle riding, white water rafting. Like he looked like one of them type of dudes, right? Just kind of semi-athletic, into hiking, into bike riding, mountaineering, just a real all-around kind of nice white boy. So, but he had a problem. See, he wasn't there by choice. He was there by he was like resigned to the position, delegated to the position. He was like, he had a problem with drinking, so to speak. And I had my issues in life, and, I was in a fairly good place in my life, working the job by choice. Anyways, we'd be on the job site doing construction labor, and from time to time he would grumble, my life is, I drank a little bit too much last night, and oh man, I really got to cut back on the drinking. Oh man, I was out on the roof last night. He'd be making these little comments, and he had mentioned, like I said, it seemed like he came from a well-to-do family. He had mentioned one time, I remember, he's like, oh, it's the weekend, and I got to go see my father and my brother, and we're going to be on the boat. We're going to be out on the boat, and they're going to be giving me shit, and, they're going to be giving me a hard time, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not really looking forward to it. And, I kind of felt for the guy, because like I said, he seemed like a really nice guy. Work hard, this, that, and the other. But, like, he had problems. So, generally speaking, I don't like to get involved in people's business, but as coworkers, we were talking. He made it clear to me that he was struggling with his life problems. So I turned to him one day and I said, hey, have you ever thought about maybe quitting drinking? Have you ever maybe thought about getting involved with a program, trying to get some recovery, trying to turn to a higher power, explore that side of your life maybe? Oh, no, I would never do that. I mean, come on, it's so stupid. No, 100% no. No, I don't believe in God, and no, I'm not doing any of those, thank you very much, but I'm not doing one of those recovery programs, okay? And that whole God thing, it's just nonsense. Thank you very much, but no, that's not for me. Not interested. No, thank you very much. cut to Jonathan here, live on location. Got to be careful, it's a school day. Don't want to get, what are you doing outside of school? Filming shit. Mind your own business. Anyway, this is where I saw my coworker, ex-coworker, grounded for change. So take a look over here. Over here is a little fence. I saw the man on this little fence here. He was like, leaning against the fence, having a cigarette, doing whatever he's doing. Then he went into traffic. See all this traffic here? He goes into traffic. He's standing here, begging for change. Panhandler. I used to work with the man. He was just like leaning into traffic. He was just like scrounging for change off of people. Spare change, spare change. He's just scrounging for change. Spare change, anyone, spare change. Leaning into traffic, spare change. Anyone, spare change. Real tragic, because I knew the man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that tragic. I mean, it was his issue, it was his life. I had tried to speak to him in the past. Knock some sense into him, what's going on with your life, buddy? This is what it's come to. Pestering drivers on their commute to work and picking up the kids from the pool, or whatever the hell they're doing. Dropping the kids off in the pool. So, I don't know, man. It was pretty scandalous affair. A couple weeks ago, I'm walking down the street, and I see him out on the corner, panhandling, weaving in and out of traffic with a coffee cup. Spare change. Spare change. A man too proud for God. A man too proud for personal improvement, recovery. Now he's probably in his mid to late 50s. He's like now in his mid to late 50s out there panhandling. The physique that he had, as I had mentioned, he was a fairly young man when I first met him. He was like mid 40s. His physique seemed pretty good. He seemed kind of strong and able. Now he's all doughy and puffy and overweight, scraggly beard, out there begging for change. Totally let his body go. A man too proud for God. A man too proud for personal reflection. A man too proud for recovery. Now, I'm not saying that you have to believe in anything. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on you. But some things are just so blatantly obvious, where it's like health and accountability. That's basically all I was telling him. I was like, hey, you seem like a smart guy. Have you ever thought about taking some stock in your health and personal accountability? No. The impression I had gotten from him in that conversation years back was immaturity. I couldn't believe how immature and angry he seemed at the mere mention of like recovery, self-help, exploring your faith. I couldn't believe how immature he was. So flash forward a couple weeks ago, I see him out on the corner begging for change. And this is relevant. This is an evergreen topic where it's like, time can really pass you by if you're down in the dumps and wallowing in yesterday's parties, wallowing in the ghosts of Christmas past. The idea is to take accountability and move forward, whatever your brighter day looks like, whatever the new day looks like for you. So I just thought that was really interesting. I caught a little bit of footage. I didn't really want to go up and, I had tried speaking to him years previous. He was totally not having it. And it's kind of like, let sleeping dogs lie. Let him suffer. Let him go through what he has to go through until he gets the peace that I'm sure he seeks. Let him find out for himself. Let him be to himself. He made it clear to me that day when we had spoken a few years back, and I can only wish the best for the man. And to anyone listening, personal accountability, I mean, it seems so stupid and annoying and trite and common sense and windbagish. But at the end of the day, it's your face that you face in the mirror. It's my face that I face in the mirror. You know what I mean? And we got to make the best of our time. And some things are just universal. You can't deny the fact that person accountability, health, if that's not what your life's about, well, what do you got? And a little faith can't hurt. Hallelujah. Till next time, peace.